This is the Jack Murphy Podcast. Here's your host, Jack Murphy.
We're back on the Jack Murphy Podcast. The whole crew has returned today. Alpha back from his week what an exciting week. He drove up to Virginia to his lady's house, picked her up there to Love Shack, and then, what woman would not want to go to the FFA meeting?
Exactly.
And hang out and talk about agriculture for a few days.
Exactly. And and that, that solidified our relationship.
He assures me that it went over really well, Daniel. So,
it did.
Hey, evidently it did.
Whatever worked. Alpha was just lamenting the fact that he had to spend a bunch of money getting his brakes fixed and his air conditioner. We were passing stories about car repairs back. I told him, Daniel, Sunday afternoon, I went over to Ryan's house. He's got a frickin' race car and 2 racing motorcycles, and he ordered the Tuffy Tire down the street. They wanted $1,200 to fix my brakes, to put new brake pads on. I already spent
a unicorn.
Yeah, I already had to spend $2,000 on the unicorn because the voltage regulator went out, and they had to put spark plugs in it. And while I was there, they said, by the way, your brakes are about done. And I noticed them; they were a little bit squishy. But Ryan ordered the pads for $120. We put them in an hour. It was awesome.
Yeah,
saved me $1,200. And Alpha says, "What's your theory, Alpha?"
Well, automakers are intentionally engineering their vehicles so you can't fix or replace anything on them.
You have to get into the service department.
Yeah,
exactly, because they make more money through the service department, charging you more for the parts and then a lot for the labor. I'll give you an example. I had a Chevy
they make
Traverse.
more on that than they do selling cars.
Right. I had a Chevy Traverse. I needed to replace the headlamp. Well, every other car I've ever had, you take the headlamp out, replace it, or find a bulb.
Wait a minute. When was the last time you changed an automotive headlight? High school?
Well, probably. It's the last time I had to. But to replace the headlamp on this vehicle, you have to go through the wheel well. You have to take off the tire, take off the housing of the wheel well, and go up under the hood, and then and so. The good news about that is I took it to, it was Kaufman Tire at the time, and they said, look, it's going to cost you a lot for us to do it. If you go buy the bulb, we'll put it in for you. So I went and bought the bulb. They put it in for me for nothing. But
I had one in my, the old Mercedes I had. You had, first of all, you had to have a tiny arm about this big around to reach in there, and then this thing unscrewed, and then you had to stick your whole hand in there, turn it around backwards, and eject the bulb. And of course, the minute I did it, I dropped the bulb.
Of course.
And so, you know what I did? I just put the new one in there and left the old one laying in the bottom of the thing. And it would rattle sometimes, but it worked.
Yeah, of course.
And then the headlights, they fogged up really bad. And when I went online, I found out they don't make them like that anymore. It's all, even at the Mercedes, it's all one piece.
One piece, and it's about $2,500 per side.
But I ordered mine through eBay and got them from China for like $150 each. And I installed them myself, but it was a bear. It took me
was it a gazebo episode?
it almost was. I had to take the front bumper off and loosen the radiator and some others. It was a nightmare, but
well, the key to all that is you have to find someone that can do that type of work.
Right.
That is less than half the price.
I got it.
And
right.
I've always had someone that I could go to, and and even my son, I mean, he can do all that kind of weird stuff, but I don't have the patience for it.
I don't either, but Ryan's got the testing equipment. He was out there with some kind of micrometer measuring the
That's the same way with Noah.
of my disc brake thing. He was all over it. But what you said, Alpha, I'm not sure that the auto parts, that the auto manufacturers are doing it on purpose. I think a lot of it is regulation. A lot of it is technology and engineering. But I'll tell you this: I know that there are farmers that are suing John Deere and other tractor manufacturers because they make it illegal for you to work on your own equipment.
Oh, that's wrong.
First of all,
warranty-wise, probably.
Part of it is, and part of it isn't. They're saying that their technology is so proprietary that they don't want you. Then there's a big lawsuit about it right now. In fact, it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out.
That would kind of make sense for anything electronic or computer-wise, but for anything mechanical, for crying out loud, you should be able to replace a track on a tractor or oil filter or something like that. I mean,
have you? By the way, have you checked out Clarkson's farm yet?
Oh yeah,
they got.
Don't spoil it. We've only seen 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you this is not a big spoiler, but I'm on season 5. And they've got new robot tractors.
No, I'm talking about the season 5. I've only seen 2 of the episodes.
Oh, well, anyway, it's just the technology is amazing. They fly over the field with a drone, and the drone maps the field down to the centimeter. And then they program that into the tractor, and it drives itself out to the field, and it don't miss an inch of the field with whatever it's doing. I mean, it's just amazing.
And by the way, when you're done with Clarkson Farm, make sure you go to Netflix and watch Sweet Magnolias season 5, premiered on Thursday.
Is it number 1 yet?
It is number 1 on Netflix, number 1 in the country. It's number 2 or 3 in Canada right now.
I would expect nothing less. That's for sure.
I saw one of the previews of you out there in the baseball field.
Yeah, man, I look good in that uniform.
Now, what is that? What is that? Like a retirement center softball league or something that you're?
No, it's the alumni team for Serenity High School, the Bulldogs, and so
like 65th anniversary of the baseball team.
They had the oldest guy on the team playing shortstop. There you go.
The Jack Murphy podcast says just say no to drugs. Drugs are bad.
Well, we have some sad news today, and some sad news that may turn out okay. But Bonnie Tyler has awoken from her coma. Although she remains seriously ill. I didn't even know she was in the hospital. Did you guys?
Yeah. No, I hadn't talked to her in years.
It.
You remember Bonnie Tyler? She did.
It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache.
It's a heartache.
Sounded like a dude, but I really enjoyed her song. Anyway, she was going to Portugal a while back for a concert, and she got a stomach ache on the plane. And by the time they landed, she was in really bad shape, and she had to be rushed to the hospital. And she had a ruptured bowel. And she was in a medically induced coma, and then she had some complications. But she's come out.
I'm sure
she's come out of the coma, and she's doing better. So hopefully, she'll be okay. Bonnie Tyler, the
go get him, Bonnie,
singer from the late 70s, early 80s. I can't remember.
Somewhere there. Yeah.
All right. The other sad news. If these 2 ugly people can't make it together, I usually say, if these 2 beautiful people can't make it together, how do they expect us to survive? But in this case, if these 2 ugly, hideous people can't make it together, how do they expect us to make it? Bunnie XO and Jelly Roll are getting divorced.
Well, now, Jelly Roll's not hideous since he's lost 300 pounds.
Well, if he hadn't.
All right. Whatever you hadn't written all over his face with a Sharpie.
Got the teardrops in the
look. I don't.
all citizens.
I don't want to say bad things about people, but I'm guessing, didn't she used to be a hooker or something?
Well, with a name like Bunnie XO, I mean,
I think I'm pretty
Well,
sure
I'm sure she was probably a stripper.
I think she was an actual escort or something, he said at one point, and then he got her out of that life, so maybe she was...
After he got out of prison.
He... After he quit dealing heroin and got I don't know what he was selling, whatever reason he was in prison, but apparently they've been separated since May for personal reasons. That usually means when I'm screwing around. And now they've made it official. They're getting a divorce. And
well, that kind of happens a lot, doesn't it? When one party or the other loses a couple 100 pounds, and all of a sudden they're looking better and different.
Hell, John
Probably
Carter.
more so with women than men.
John Carter's going to be all over me again. There's some trick to using this new piece of software, and whenever I put a picture in, it does this instead of just showing the picture. But there she is. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could go stripper or hooker either way. I'm not sure which.
Or, maybe some porn.
The other thing about these people that lose weight, what's the Alpha? What's that blonde actress that was fat, but she was hilarious? She was in a bunch of those. She would always be in other movies with young, pretty girls. But
Amy Schumer?
No. She was either.
Does she have like a British accent?
Yeah, she had an Australian or British accent. What was her name?
I know who you're talking about.
But anyway, she went on the GLP-1 and got skinny as a rail, and I don't even recognize her.
Yeah.
And I've seen her in one movie, and I went, she's terrible. Being fat was what made her funny. That was her, I don't know. She was just, you know what I mean, Daniel? She's just not the same.
Yeah. It's a big difference.
Who else has that happened to? Somebody else lost a bunch of like that. Yeah,
what's
Luther
that
Vandross?
comedian?
He's
Segura?
dead. Luther Vandross is dead. Jonah Hill is still acts and looks pretty much the same. And he's lost.
What's the comedian? Something John Segura or
he's lost.
He lost a bunch of weight.
Tom Segura.
Tom. Yeah.
He lost 75 or 100 pounds. He looks great.
Yeah.
He looks normal, and he sounds the same. But these actors and actresses that lose a lot of weight, they it's like the ones that have all the plastic surgery. You don't recognize them anymore.
Yeah.
Lose their edge or whatever.
You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
I don't know why, but there's a ton of politicking going on right now, and I guess every state is different, but seems like every day my voiceover business, I'm doing a lot of auditions for attack politicians. And look,
well, it's the primary season. It's primary in Georgia today.
I don't care what side they're on when I'm auditioning. I have to just say,
give me the money.
I just say, I'm a paid assassin for either side, which and some of these ads are just really ugly. And now that Spencer Pratt has Katie barred the door with these AI ads, some of them are hilarious. Look at this one I saw for this guy in Alabama.
I'm Charlie, John Wall's pet raccoon. I live with him in his house. I sleep with him in his bed, so I know John Wall. Wall made up a fake identity to cheat in elections. Wall refused to vote for Trump. And Wall celebrated Ramadan in a Muslim mosque.
No.
Oops, gotta go. Time for bed.
Apparently, this guy...
Was that your voice?
No, but apparently this guy actually has a raccoon that sleeps in the bed with him, and
Lord.
he used that in the ad. But, a lot of them are the same. Like it'll go, Jim Smith tried to cut Trump's sting every time. I'll support Trump. They do a lot of that, and a lot of, we're all tired of President Trump. We'll do everything we can to fight him and impeach him. It's a lot of that. And then
there's one here. They're saying his opponent gave illegal contributions to his girlfriend and kicked her dog.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's bad. The contributions I don't care about, but you start kicking
a dog.
I can't vote for you. And then up in Massachusetts, there's somebody named Beth that's running for Congress.
You ain't seen nothing yet because I'm about to show you Beth from Massachusetts 6th District. All I can say is good luck, Massachusetts.
You in danger, girl.
My name is Beth, and I'm running for Congress in the Massachusetts 6th Congressional District. After Trump was elected, my representative, Seth Moulton, tried to throw trans kids under the bus for his political career. And that's why I stepped up to challenge him. Trans people aren't political props, and slapping a rainbow on a bomb isn't support. Congress needs to take real action.
That's Beth.
That's Beth. Okay, Beth.
Beth's running for Congress.
Yeah. If she's running against Moulton, she must be a Democrat. So.
Beth has a goatee. Beth looks like a Ben to me.
Beth could use a depilatory.
Beth is a dude. I hate to tell you, but Beth is a dude. I'm sorry. Also in Massachusetts, did you see this? Lawlessness. By the way, I did something that I don't normally do, but I did it today. I called into a local talk radio show today.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I was out on my walk, and I'm walking, and I listen to WBT radio sometimes. And when I call in, I use a fake name. Because one time I did call in a long time ago as myself, and 2 people called me and said, "Was that you?" And I went, "Yeah, I can never do that again." So, and their call screener, I don't think he likes me very much. So I called in, and he said, "What's your name?" I said, "Larry." And what they were talking about, here in Charlotte, our mayor, Vi Lyles, she's resigned after a tough election to spend more time with the grandkids.
The grandchildren.
Yeah. Right. And then we said maybe her great-great-great-grandkid, because she's in her 80s. But anyway, instantly the NAACP said the city council has to appoint a new mayor. And they better not even think about appointing a white person, because we've had a black mayor for 5 times, and it's going to stay that way. And that kind of pissed me off, just hearing that, number one. So today on the radio, they're playing clips of all these people that are appearing in front of the city council to try to get the job, and they're all black except for one. And the one that isn't black is a kook. They were trying to build a new interstate that was going to run through parts of downtown Charlotte. 277. They were going to build an elevated part. Anyway, they couldn't ever agree on it, and it was cutting through a black neighborhood, so of course they couldn't do that. And this kook, he went, that guy that does those commercials where he advertises those grants, and he wears those crazy glasses and the wild suits, and the government will get, he looked kind of like that. And he was proposing that we turn 277 into a river, a water attraction that would bring just the dumbest thing you've ever heard. But anyway, every one of these candidates are going on and on and on about how they were on city council, they were on the housing committee, they were on the transportation committee, and everything they mentioned is a failure. Every single thing is a failure. Homelessness is out of control in Charlotte. Crime is out of control. Public transportation is so dangerous, nobody wants to get on it. And so I called in and I said, look, I'm sick of hearing them only talk to black people. I said, we had a black mayor for 5 terms and the whole city's a disaster. Everything's a failure. Why don't we give a white guy a chance for a change? And they were just stunned that I said it. And I said, but it's true. Nobody wants to get on the light rail of the bus because they're afraid they'll get stabbed. We've had people murdered. There's 5 or 6 shootings every single night. There's homeless people living at every exit, under every overpass. Let's give a white guy a chance, or maybe a Hispanic. But 5 terms of black people running the city hasn't worked very well. And they went, thank you for your call, Larry, and kind of hung up. But it's just ridiculous. It's like, you failed your way to the top is kind of the way it works in politics.
Yeah. Well, it's just, like you said, five straight terms.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a given.
It just gets worse and worse and worse.
Atlanta's no better.
Right.
I mean,
right. I mean, it's why they keep sending people like Maxine Waters and Hank Johnson to Congress.
Yeah.
It's like
you weren't here with us yesterday, Alpha, but we had the greatest video yesterday. It's this guy. This guy right here. I fully expect. I don't know what city he lives in, but I'm sure he's going to run for mayor and will probably get elected soon.
I don't have a job, but Elon Musk is a trillionaire.
Oh.
I don't have health insurance, but Elon Musk is a trillionaire. I don't have savings, but Elon Musk is a trillionaire. My dick can't get hard, but Elon Musk is a trillionaire.
all right.
Everything is.
I mean, his ED problems are all because of
Elon Musk is a trillionaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all think that Elon Musk has a debit card and he can just go start withdrawing those trillions out of the bank, now.
And when he does, it's going to somehow take money away from you.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to
He's
keep you.
Stealing money from you in order to get those trillions.
It's going to keep
like
you
his
from
money has
getting
anything to do with either of us.
The Jack Murphy Podcast is being brought to you by Chock full of D's Nuts Coffee. Brew up a fresh pot of chock full of D's Nuts and enjoy that rich, fresh roasted D's Nuts flavor. And always remember to enjoy a cup of chock full of D's Nuts with the Jack Murphy Podcast.
D's Nuts? Ha! Got him! Ha! Got him!
This is the podcast for active older people. And by the way, we had a good health story yesterday, too, didn't we, Daniel? What was it?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It wasn't about memory, was it? Long-term recall, Alzheimer's, anything like that? Nothing like that?
It was about Alzheimer's.
Oh, okay.
It was about blood pressure. If your blood pressure is too low, it can cause early onset Alzheimer's. What was the other one, Daniel? I can't remember. Seriously, what was?
Have you checked your blood pressure today?
My blood pressure's fine. It's all right.
Okay.
The other was exercise. It was another.
Oh.
It was another story reinforcing the fact that exercise can. Well, it was you. If you exercise regularly during your lifetime, you have. It was. I forgot the percentage, but you have a 60% chance of having 34 healthier years of life than if you didn't. In other words, in your late 40s, early 50s, you're going to start having health problems because you haven't exercised or taken care of yourself. And so your quality of life's not going to be very good. They may keep you alive, but you may not want to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem now that, I read a stat a few years ago about healthcare costs in America. And I don't know if this is still true, but it was at the time, that the bulk of the money spent on healthcare in the United States is on the last 3 or 4 years of people's lives when they're hospitalized over and over and over with repetitive health problems that really can't be fixed. It's just they're old. But they stick them in the hospital, they put them on IVs or breathing machines and give them around-the-clock care and get them over what little ailment they have, and they go back home, and then they have something else. Their overall health is terrible, and their quality of life's terrible.
Or you could be like Canada, you go in with a hangnail and they say, well, we can go ahead and put you to sleep here.
Exactly. And they're lucky to live here in America, because if they were in Europe or Canada, they just put them out of their misery.
Yeah. If you can't live with that hangnail, we'll
That's
euthanize you.
But there are some obvious things that you shouldn't do. There's a young lady that's quite an internet sensation. She's invented, I guess she's calling it a salt salsa. She dips her chips in salt and eats them. Watch this. Now that is bad for your health. That right there will cause high blood pressure, and you don't.
Well, now there are studies that say the salt is not the cause of high blood pressure, so you might want to reel that one back in.
Moderate amounts of salt, you're right, but heavy.
We do need salt.
but heavy salt can cause high blood pressure. You know who used to do? You know who used to do that?
You just don't. You don't want the low sodium.
You know who did that, Daniel? Keith Sarles used to do that. He would buy Lay's potato chips and just take a salt shaker and dump it in there, and then he'd shake them, and his blood pressure was sky high. And he stopped doing it. His blood pressure, I think, went down. But yeah, moderate salt, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I had to go stop going out and licking the salt block, because the cows were getting angry, and they're chasing me away.
You know what I started taking yesterday when I was over at my son's house on Sunday? He said, "Hey, you want a bottle of this?" And I said, "What is it?" And he told me what it was, and I said, "I've heard of that, and some people are taking it," and he gave it to me. I've been taking it 2 days. I haven't noticed any difference yet. It starts with a K. What is it?
Ketamine?
No.
No, what?
No, ketamine.
So what is?
That's a
what's it
hallucinogen. It well, first of all, it's odorless and it's tasteless. I like that about it. It helps your body stay hydrated for when you're working out and stuff. It has minerals in it. Starts with the K. I'll put a link. I'll either write it on the screen or put a link because I can't remember right now because we're all old.
National Alzheimer's Day.
We can't remember anything. Our blood pressure is so low that we can't remember anything. It's not ketamine.
Our cholesterol is so low, we're losing the good cholesterol, and our blood pressure is so low.
It's not ketamine, I promise.
Okay, good.
Alpha, did you watch any of the big Trump 250th birthday FUC fight motorcycle race / reflecting cool things at the White House?
I didn't watch it live. I did watch some of the replay and some of the later stuff. I mean, it seemed like a beautiful event. I'm not a huge UFC MMA kind of guy. I don't watch it all that much, but I have to say that I thought it was an extraordinary event, and it's a great way to celebrate our 250th birthday.
Well, like it or not, fighting is a big part of American culture.
Apparently.
Well, I mean, look at the audience for boxing, for UFC, wrestling. We love that stuff in this country. And what I like, when I watch fighting, I just like to watch the clips. I don't like all the build up and the talk and all that. I just like to see the knockouts.
Yeah.
The pins or the submissions.
Some of the most fun ones of those to watch was back when Mike Tyson was fighting. The knockouts that
it's all over TikTok right now. There's somebody that's put together a Mike Tyson channel, and it comes up on my feed all the time, and it just says, "This guy thought he was going to intimidate Mike Tyson, and then he ran into a bulldog."
When he knocked out Trevor Berbick, I mean, that was he was in just stumbling around. He had his black knee-high, thick and thin socks on, and couldn't get his legs under him.
When Mike Tyson was 21, 22, 23 years old, you didn't want to get in front of him. He was unreal. But anyway, Trump had the big thing at the White House, and I didn't have any good video yesterday, but I do today.
Oh, excellent.
There was a counter celebration put on by the Democrats, and they just, I don't know what it is. They just can't get it together when it comes to putting on a good show anymore.
Democrats in America come.
Yeah! Hey there, all you fascists. Let me put you straight. When you come for the rest of us, we'll fight you at the gate, and you will lose. You fascists bow to lose.
If you're going to counter something that spectacular, tops on the list wouldn't be bringing out Bette Midler, for crying out loud.
But if you're going to bring her out, have a good band and have a good song and
How about the lyrics?
It's like they all just said,
I got a second grader wrote it.
Yeah, it's like they all showed up and said, all right, let's show up there Saturday night about 5 and we'll come up with some lyrics.
Yeah.
And so you play the banjo and what we're going to wear. It doesn't matter. That's not the important thing. It's just, that we show up and do it. That's
Democrats in America. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. Not this time. No one is getting left behind this time. How do we get there? Together or never get there at all.
I mean, it's like they said, all right, who's the worst singer here? You? All right, come on up. Come on up. We want you to lead this song. Who are the next 3? You 3? Okay, you're his backup. That is terrible.
And then you mentioned how they dress. If they're going to sing that badly, don't put on clothes that make you look like you're wearing a sack full of possum heads. For crying out loud.
It looked like the Village People and all their fans. Just look.
Democrats in America. Yeah! No one is getting left behind this time.
He's got on a safety
jacket. No one is getting.
I don't know what they were trying to do, but it was a big flop, whatever that was. Unreal.
I don't think they accomplished what they wanted to.
So we now know that the Southern Poverty Law Center is a joke. It's a corrupt or some. I'll tell you what. Somebody ought to go to prison.
Yes, absolutely.
I keep saying that over and over and over, but the level of deception with what they've been doing, it seems to me that it ought to be highly illegal and somebody ought to go to prison.
Absolutely.
Because this group of lawyers that are supposed to be helping people whose civil rights are being violated, etc., it looks to me like on the surface they ran out of people to represent. And so they had to make up some people to represent. So the allegation is, it's more than an allegation really at this point, but they started funneling money that people were giving them in donations to the actual groups they're supposed to be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't know if you've heard this one yet, but this is a doozy here. A former executive at the SPLC is facing more legal problems with the news that the hate outlet funneled $1.2 million in donor money to her neo-Nazi lover. And by the way, the two of them shared a bank account. Here they are. The New York Post reports this is Heidi Burrich, a 58-year-old fascism expert who was the director of intelligence at the Alabama-based anti-extremist nonprofit from 2012 to 2019. Her boyfriend's name is only as F9 in the indictment, which accuses her of dropping donor money in their joint bank accounts between 2015 and 2021. And then they use the money to pay their personal living expenses. So she's living with somebody who is actively engaged in what her organization's supposed to be fighting, and she's taking that money and putting in their bank account, and they're just using it to have fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were paying people who wanted to get out of the KKK to stay in, so they could claim that racism was still alive in the country. Plus, what they did to organize that whole Charlottesville fiasco.
Oh yeah, that's a big scam.
Yeah, because it was the basis for them saying that Donald Trump was a racist because he said there are good people on both sides. He wasn't talking about the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists who were marching, talking about the people who stood on both sides of whether or not a statue should be taken down.
Exactly. While you were out, Alpha, did you see the lemonade stand story?
I did, yes.
Unreal. 2 little girls have a lemonade stand, and 2 teenagers robbed their lemonade.
Should not happen to young kids with just having a lemonade stand.
A South Boston father says his young son and daughter were threatened with a gun by 2 other children at a lemonade stand Wednesday afternoon. It happened at the corner of East and West 9th Streets.
And they said, we're just going to take this, and they took my sons and daughters kind of their money bank that they had all their cash in, and as they did that, they flashed a gun that they had in their waistband, which immediately my sons and daughters' first reaction was just to take whatever you want.
Well, the mayor probably said they were privileged white kids, lucky to live somewhere they could have a lemonade stand, and those poor black kids with the gun, they couldn't have a lemonade stand in their neighborhood. No. All right. Well, listen, we're out of time. Alpha, great having you back today. And we'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Hopefully by tomorrow, I'll have my new background finished. Well, no, I repainted and I took all the pictures down. I've got a podcast banner poster thing I'm going to put up, and got some lighting changes I'm going to make. We're trying to get to 1,000 people. I am working on it. I painted yesterday. I put that picture up today. And anyway, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscriptions. So if you can, smash the subscribe button, like the video, and we'll be back tomorrow on the Jack Murphy Podcast.
Thanks for watching the Jack Murphy Podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Go ahead, ring it. Get alerts when a new episode drops, and tell your friends about the Jack Murphy Podcast. But only the cool friends, please. Tune in next time for another episode of the Jack Murphy Podcast.